I just attended a lobby day at the state capitol with a group of midwives. Now you might be wondering, what's a lobby day? And why midwives? I'll answer those questions in a minute, but at its core, this is a fight for freedom.
So we came to the Capitol today to lobby and talk to all our representatives about midwifery, and specifically about a pharmaceutical bill that regarding the ways that midwives get their medications. We're here specifically about that bill, lobbying to let them know about midwifery and tell these legislators, of what the barriers it causes for us and how we would love for this bill to pass so that we can break down those barriers and midwives can just get the meds that we need, that we're trained to use, and keep them on us all the time, ready to help our families and moms and babies.
This event was put on by the Association of Texas Midwives. I heard about it from a midwife I know and decided to check it out, not even knowing what one does at a lobby day. So I drove down to the state capitol in Austin and I learned a lot. Turns out, lobbying is actually pretty simple. It's about going to your state representatives, or at least their staff, and talking to them about issues that matter to you. So, what issues are midwives fighting for right now?
Currently, as the law stands, we have to go through a physician in order to get the life-saving meds that we use for our mamas in the postpartum, usually the immediate postpartum. In labor and delivery, there's a lot of things that we need to keep on hand with us. Another thing is going to be that they're wanting to work towards would be midwives required to carry malpractice insurance, and that birth centers are required to be some type of a registered birth center certification.
Yeah,
Again,
accredited.
it's just, yes. So it's a big process for midwives to be able to do that. And so it's just adding more and more stuff for midwives to think about, to take care of that end instead of being able to put their energy into taking care of their clients. And on malpractice insurance, it's very difficult for midwives to be able to get malpractice insurance, and it's extremely expensive. And if I tried to get malpractice insurance right now, I would be working just to pay for my malpractice insurance.
There are organizations, some with little knowledge of midwifery, others with negative experiences, that are pushing for laws that could seriously harm midwifery in Texas, to the point where it could even be shut down. The truth is, midwives are highly trained professionals in their field, and people don't know that.
So I went to the Association of Texas Midwives training program, and that's a recognized, Texas recognized training program for midwives that is watched over and guarded by the Department of State Health, Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, and that it entails, 2 or more years of school, and then also at least 24 or more months of an apprenticeship, and that's what I did. I actually lived in Abilene, so I was in a very rural area, and I would drive to Dallas and drive 3 hours a couple of times a week so that I could go through my apprenticeship, because that was part of it. After I finished my whole schooling and my apprenticeship and all the things that were required to finish that education, then I did the same thing, applied for the NARM test, which is National Association of Registered Midwives, and that gave me my CPM credential, and I passed that test.
Now, why midwifery? Why does this matter to me? Well, I'm a father of 4 beautiful children, each with a unique birth story. Our first was born in a hospital. From the very beginning, my wife knew she wanted to have a natural birth. When she went into labor, we were met with little support or encouragement from the hospital staff. We were pressured multiple times to use interventions. Eventually, she ended up getting an epidural. Finally, she gave birth to a beautiful baby. Overall, it was a very negative experience. For our second child, we had another hospital birth, but this time we hired a doula. She was incredible at her job. That birth went much smoother having that support. For our third, we switched to a midwife at a birthing center. The difference was night and day. From prenatal care to birth and even postpartum, the midwives took the time to truly know my wife, answer every question, and offer real support When it came time to give birth, the atmosphere was calm, encouraging, and full of genuine care. Just a few hours after arriving at the birth center, we were holding our baby. For our fourth, we went with the same midwives. Again, we had the same level of amazing care, and it resulted in another beautiful birth experience. No birth is easy, and complications do happen. But what we found made for the best experience is the environment we are in and the level of care by those there to support us. I share all of that to say this. Midwifery is an incredible alternative to hospital birth. Hospitals have their place, and there are high-risk pregnancies where medical intervention is necessary. But for the vast majority of women, birth is a natural process that the body is designed for. Midwives provide the care and support that allows that natural process to unfold safely. We should be supporting midwifery, not restricting it. That's why I'm making a documentary about midwifery to educate and bring awareness of the options outside of the hospital. You can learn more about that in the description. At the beginning, I said this was a fight for freedom, and it is. A free society offers options. Every person should have the right to choose the path they believe is best. But when certain powers start shutting down alternatives, they start taking away our freedom. Big pharma and the big money behind hospitals don't want competition. They don't want alternative medicine, alternative cures, or alternative places to give birth. And they work to shut those options down through legislation and regulation. That's why midwives showing up at the Texas Capitol and speaking to the legislators is so important. It is a fight for freedom. This isn't just about midwifery. It's about protecting every American's right to make their own healthcare choices in a way that aligns with their needs and values.